get started with the strategy that will be very useful for you. It is very simple, and this strategy works on non-reverse pairs, which is exactly what I am currently focusing on. Here we have Euro GP open. It is on this that I will now show you this strategy. It is very simple, really very simple. Yes, from the cover alone, you probably understood that any school student can handle this, because there is nothing complicated here. At the moment, it's Monday. The non-reverse pairs have just opened, so we immediately switch to the 15-minute interval. So, what do we need to do here? That is, we have entered the 15-minute interval. What do we see here? Of course, many may be scared by this. That is, what is this? Why are there only some lines, some sharp, voluminous, bullish candles without shadows, and some other lines? The week has just started, so the pair having opened will form from this moment. That is from 12 o'clock, it formed here, and what do we need to do here? First of all, we analyze in the morning, looking at how the trend is going. That is, if it is Monday for you, and you also entered the non-reverse pair in the morning, the same EUR/JPY for example. So what needs to be done? We do the following. We look at the candles, how they are moving on a longer interval. At the moment, I have the 15-minute interval open. We open it. I already have it open, of course. So, what do we need to understand here? First of all, let's take a look at the euro-dollar that I have open. Let's also look at the euro-GPI. You have probably already noticed the difference, but I will explain it as well. On the euro-dollar, we see what strong pullbacks we have on the 15-minute interval as well. So here, for now, there is complete chaos. Opening in one direction feels heavier, so we skip the euro-dollar. Although I always sit on it and enter on the euro-JPY because we see that it will be calmer and more comfortable for us to trade here. How do we trade on the 15-minute interval? We notice that there is no good, huge volatility. The candles are jumping back and forth. Everything is moving calmly, and we see a downward trend. So here, the point has stopped. It has preserved this maximum, and already from this point, it has turned around. Let's switch to the 1-minute interval. That's it. We understand that we have a downward trend. It behaves downwards. That is, to put it differently. So what do we need to look for on the 1-minute interval? What positions? Where to open? I will show you all of this now because we have a descending trend. We remember this, we do not forget. And here we see the following picture. In the last hours, that is, since 9:45, the candle has stopped here. The maximum has been maintained here. Also, let me quickly place a horizontal line like this. Why do we need all of this? So that we can bounce off the 15-minute interval now in one direction and already open trades. Our maximum has been maintained here at 9:45. Next, what do we see here? The price is behaving downwards, of course, on the 15-minute interval. I repeat myself, I apologize. We have seen all of this and see that the price is trying to compensate itself. These are the moments we have. Such moments are very important to us. They will be very useful, so we have noticed this. Alright, let's move on and see how the price behaves further. The price has fallen again, is trying to compensate itself somehow at this moment, and is falling again. How should we trade here if we have already noticed such a trend? Since we are on such a trend, we should consider how to open positions. If the trend continues compensating and falling, at this moment it has turned around. Therefore, if it behaves further in the same way, with such fluctuations compensating itself, we trade from such positions when the price starts to compensate itself, opening from these higher positions for 5 to 10 minutes downwards, as you already have a reversal. So, for example, you opened here. The price has already started to compensate itself. You think, it is compensating itself, I will try to open a position downwards here, but it has already turned around here and is going upwards. We are not adding to our position in any case. That is, we opened right here, that's it. Well, let's say there are 3 trades. Alright, we opened them for 5, 7, and 10 minutes downwards. We will most likely lose them because there has been a reversal here. We can see that the price tried to turn around here, but it didn't succeed. And it is already behaving towards the previous maximum that we have preserved here. So let me also draw some lines. We have such a dip from which the price is already behaving in a completely different direction. Here, you can see how the price approaches this line. Therefore, if you have a similar reversal, and in general, if you see a reversal, you notice that large bullish candles are forming during such a trend, on a 15-minute interval, I will show you that once again. That is, here is how you should open. You should open from these peaks that it reaches. That is, it has reached this peak, and now we are opening here for the short term because we have a 1-minute interval. At such a moment, when it has reached this position, we open from 1 minute to about 3 minutes. Let me add to that as well. From 1 minute to 3 minutes, I am adding for an increase because we are breaking through the previous peak. Well, I generally advise taking 2 trades, but you can also take 3 trades, meaning 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes for an increase only in such a trend. Don't confuse it, meaning you shouldn't open trades in every trend when this happens. Because we just did an analysis, we saw how the price compensates itself. And here it started to compensate itself and is already beginning to break through the previous peaks. That is, the price is already returning to the previous points where it had reversed. It is convenient for us to open here. And it will be very good for our trades to break out for an increase. We just opened, and what other moments are there in such a trend? When it reverses, we should also be careful. We just opened 3 trades, and what should we do next? We already have a profit from the first trade. So what do we do next? Next, we just wait. That is 3 trades if we are currently in profit. We are waiting for the moment when the price starts to reverse. Just like that. That is 3 candles. If they are forming somewhere at a higher position, then we again add for an increase. But we try to take longer ones, that is not for 1 to 3 minutes. But we take, for example, from 3 minutes to 5 minutes, trying to take several trades here. Or we open 1 trade only, for example, for 3 minutes during such pullbacks, and that's it. Nothing more. That is, we are not in a hurry, we open carefully, and in this way, we try to make profits. But there is also a very good point that I will mention now, and I have mentioned it in many of my videos because I have already analyzed a similar strategy on a reckless pair at the beginning of the week. This will be very useful as you will also be able to review and analyze every week like I do what exists in such trends with such a strategy that greatly undermines our trades and brings them to zero. These are exactly such reversals. Reversals happen very often for us. Well, there is a 50% chance that it goes up or 50% that it reverses after the first candle or the second candle. It reverses downwards, that is, when it reaches the maximum, it has already broken through and reverses down. What to do in such situations? In such situations, we just need to calmly wait for our third trade right here and see how the price behaves here. If it starts to reverse again upwards, that is, they will create such small dips. A good example is here. 3 candles, it reversed downwards and then again started to reverse upwards. Therefore, here it was already possible to bounce upwards from this candle. And the same here. That is, if we now see some large bullish volume here, a large candle, then we already add to the upward position. Well, if we notice a sideways movement near it, we also add to the upward position. Therefore, here too, we need to open carefully. Here, I definitely advise opening on this candle as it approaches. By the way, if I had opened on this candle, I would have likely made profits on all 3 trades. But, for now, we have 1 profit and 2 losses. But it's not a big deal. We will try to catch the moment. Here to open. But, in fact, I have already explained everything about this strategy. It can also be used on longer intervals, meaning you can open for longer terms. For those who trade only long term, it can also be used here. But here, of course, we are at the beginning of the week and I can't really clarify this strategy for the long term. The principle is the same. It's just that there are currently no suitable moments, so to speak. Here, the trading is more focused on the short term, so for now it's only like this. But by the evening, I think the candles will perform quite well. It will be more clearly visible how our trend decides to behave this week. How it will behave. Because for the euro dollar, I initially analyzed how it started to behave last week. And then I calmly adjusted to it and traded peacefully. Because with the euro dollar, I managed to make a profit with my team very well last week. For now, I think we can wrap it up because dragging out the video, waiting for the candles here, waiting for bullish candles, well, I don't think it's worth it. But I hope everyone who watches me has understood the strategy. So thank you for watching this video. Have a good evening, a good day, and stay tuned for the next videos.